When you hear a governor who's in his first speech to the legislature talk about shrinking government, the first thing everybody thinks of is layoffs. But this is what happened. So tell me about how it was pitched to you, and now that you have seen what was pitched, your thoughts.
Well, the idea was to shrink a government and grow an economy. It was to make the government work for the people, to have a government that was more effective and efficient. And we could do it by not firing anyone. We had 24% of the state's workforce that was eligible for retirement in the first 4 years. So it was basically leveraging technology to make the bureaucracy and administration work more quickly, and then to free up dollars. We needed child safety workers. We needed DPS troopers. We needed those type of people out there. So I think if you go to get a driver's license, you're going to see that you get it in an effective and convenient way. If you're forming a business, we have a business one-stop. And then the valued employees of the state of Arizona who have done great work get to work in a workspace with natural light, with a nice setting, and we've done it all while cutting taxes every year and adding to the rainy day fund.
But did you envision it? I mean, is this what you envisioned in 2014, that this is what it would turn into?
This has exceeded my expectations. I have to give an incredible amount of credit to Director Andy Tobin and to other leaders in our agencies for taking a vision, an idea, and bringing it to life, and that's what you're seeing today.
Let's move on then. You just got back from a whirlwind trip to the Far East. Tell me about it. Why did you go? What are the expectations of that trip? What should Arizonans be thinking of?
I want Arizonans to go out to North Phoenix and see TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, a company that is going to bring these products not only to the United States, but around the world. They will be made in the state of Arizona. It's transforming our economy into high-tech, high-paying jobs. So not only did we meet with the leaders of Taiwan Semiconductor, the president of Taiwan, but we met with the entire supply chain and distribution network, many of them that are going to replicate here in Arizona. So you're going to see a little city within a big city of some of the best possible jobs available at every skill level.
Given the political uncertainty over there right now, is what we're seeing the potential of moving a company, a major chip manufacturing company, from one country and moving the operation to Arizona in the event the Chinese government were to come in and take over Taiwan? I mean, talk to me about that.
Well, there's always political uncertainty. What I am certain of is that there is a real demand for semiconductors. They make the American economy run today, and this is probably the most valuable company that we could have to make the decision to invest and grow in Arizona. So we want to partner with them so that we can provide this service and product to all of our citizens. And I think for governors, for other elected leaders, and certainly at the federal level, we'd like to see peace on all fronts. I mean, that's what we're promoting, but others have a say in this as well.
So do you see other manufacturers coming to Arizona based on what Taiwan sent?
Yes, I see a continual economic growth and a boom for a decade or more for the state of Arizona. This is the preferable place to live, work, play, scale a business, get an education.
All right. Water. You're leaving. The people who are going to be picking this board, they're all leaving. What will be left behind by you and those who are picking this board, and what should Arizonans be thinking about?
So Arizona has made a historic investment in our water future. Nobody's better in the country than the state of Arizona at water. We use less water today than we did in 1957, but our economy continues to grow. People and businesses are coming here. We were able to complete the drought contingency plan. We're in the final stages of the desalination project, which we've invested in and will complete before we leave office. So Arizona's got a solid future on water, but whenever you're doing this, you're planning decades ahead. I get to stand on the shoulders of people like Carl Hayden, Bruce Babbitt, John Rhodes, and John Kyle. This is putting in place infrastructure and water supply that today does not exist, along with conservation. So we focus on augmenting our water supply, making sure we innovate, and then have the conservation.
What for people who want to see or hear about desalination projects take years, and then there's still the brine issue that we have to discuss. But what other things can people be able to grasp onto to see that change is coming?
Well, the first thing I would point to is this investment of over $1 billion into Arizona's water future. This allows the state to acquire water, to be the customer, to actually find the augmentation. It's not that water is so expensive, it's the transportation of water. And I would say to you, desalination plants in the past took a long time to build. We're talking about state-of-the-art technology. This is what allows Israel to be a global growth, dynamic state because they've solved their water issue. We've already solved the transportation issue in Arizona. We have the Central Arizona Project. So if we can bring more water to that project, we will be the big brother of the lower basin states, and we'll actually be able to help others with their water needs because we'll have abundance.
Image is a lot. And let me ask you about the situation out west with the alfalfa plant, the farms, the Saudi-owned. They have a great deal on the land. They have a great deal on water. Should they have such a fine deal when Arizona farmers are being asked to really suck in their gut?
The leases that you're talking about with the Saudi company that are growing alfalfa predated my administration. We are reviewing those contracts today to see what actions we need to take to protect Arizona's water future. More to follow.
Okay. So
about 2 minutes, Mark.
all right. Well, let me ask you about the election. A lot's kind of happened since you left and came back. Your thoughts on the campaign, and I specifically would like to ask you about the decision by Ms. Hobbs not to debate. What are your thoughts?
Well, listen, all of our citizens can see the campaign. This is a time for choosing. After Labor Day, the campaigns really heat up. I was remembering back in 2014, I debated my opponent 5 times. In 2018, I debated my opponent twice. I believe it's part of the process. It's part of how a candidate presents themselves to voters. But we have 2 new candidates here. We have 2 standard bearers for their parties in terms of potential for the future, and they will make those decisions and they'll negotiate that. A lot of times there's horse trading along the way until they make the final decision.
Okay. Do you think debates today are valuable?
I find some value in debates, but I think it's the entire process of the campaign. I think the campaign matters. I think the candidate matters. The way they handle with the issues that happen during the campaign, that matters. And debates are a part of it. It's not the largest part, but it's been part of the process, at least in the modern era.